Hey guys, I'm here. Welcome back to another 5 Minutes of Freddy's Theory. And today, me and the True Ginger Shadow actually have came up with a theory of the timeline for 5 Nights at Freddy's 3. Well, not 3. Well, the whole series in general. Now, basically, I do want to point out the facts, though, that this is not confirmed in any way or form. It's
basically just hours and hours and hours of looking over notes, and by that we mean minutes, and basically coming together with what facts we know and deciding, right, well, that goes there, that goes there. We've basically made up a timeline, but it's a theory, it's debatable, it's nothing confirmed. Users are free to, leave comments saying, oh no, that definitely doesn't happen there, and then give us a reason why.
Because the only thing that we know is confirmed with the timeline is that 5 Nights at Freddy's 2 was before 5 Nights at Freddy's 1, and Fazbear Fright was after 5 Nights at Freddy's 1. So,
yeah, being 30 years later.
So let's actually get right to this. So basically, we gotta go to the very start, which is Fredbear's, which we speculate might have been in the late 60s or the early 70s.
Yeah. Evidence from that, on 1987, 5 Nights at Freddy's 2, phone guy says the old place left raw, and it's been years and stuff since they got in touch with the original owner and stuff, so idea is it's a good few years behind the 87 one.
So this consisted of both Springtrap, as we can see in one of the 5 Nights at Freddy's 3 mini games.
Of course, he's not called that at the time. He's just called whatever his name is at the time.
Yeah, which we don't know as of now, unless if he makes a 5 Nights at Freddy's Fredbear's game. But yeah, like we said, obviously without the horrifying name Springtrap, of course, and Golden Freddy, which we speculate might have been called Fredbear. Now,
the original.
Yeah. Now the thing is, though, is that we know that Phone Guy was actually at Fredbear's. If you listen to the cassette tapes Phone Dude finds in 5 Nights at Freddy's 3, you'll actually notice that Phone Guy is talking about the animatronic and half costume spring suits. They later removed these suits due to some sort of malfunction and
due to several incidents, probably more than likely taking place, since he gives in great detail how the spring locks could be took, like how they'd come loose and break, and how the person inside would horribly die a very painful and slow death. And he makes it very clear that it's slow because he says, if they come loose, try and get away from a populated area before you bleed out, meaning you're in there for a good wee little while before you die. Looks like a terrible way to go.
Yeah, I like how he's honest with it too. And the suspicious thing about this is Phone Guy states to avoid the customers and go to a less populated area, like you just said. Now the thing about this though is that
basically
after
one of the back rooms.
Yeah, one of the back rooms so that they don't see you basically die.
Yeah.
So basically after that call, the next cassette tape, Phone Guy states about the company having temporary costumes that you're gonna have to wear. Now you actually, from what we speculate, since it's a small building, is that in the 5 Nights at Freddy's 2 minigame where you give out cake, is actually you in that costume.
Right, so instead of it being an actual animatronic Freddy or whatever that sees the child getting murdered by Purple Man outside with the car and whatever, it's actually a guy in a Freddy outfit.
Yeah,
one of the Springtrap outfits, basically, but not trapped inside.
Yeah. Now, basically you're just giving cake to kids, and outside of the building, which no one suspected, Purple Man kills a kid, which starts the whole chain of the buildings being haunted.
Why back in that year they thought it was safe to let children roam around the streets by themselves, God knows. They'll never do that nowadays, no thanks to things like that happening.
Now basically, before we cover this, I do want to say that the next place is going to be the Friday place before 5 Nights at Freddy's 2, which I'll explain why in a second. So, right after Fredbear's was the place that was before 5 Nights at Freddy's 2, which was quote-unquote left to rot. Now, we speculate that this could have possibly been the 5 Nights at Freddy's 1 building, since it matches perfectly in the exact same game, which we're talking about in the 5 Nights at Freddy's 3 mini-games where you play as the animatronics that eventually get destroyed by Purple Man, which we have an answer to this. Now, if you look closely, Bonnie actually appears blue in the backstage and on the show stage, and the company gradually raised more money than ever, but right after Purple Man actually destroys these suits, which you see in the cutscenes, and then kills even more children to give the company a bad reputation, which you don't see that happen.
Or in reverse, they may have killed the children, then killed the outfits. But either way, he kills everything.
Yeah.
He's a bad person.
He pretty much wants the company to go down. So this can explain why in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, Phone Guy states to ignore any rumors about the old rotted place. Now, right after that, we would obviously have Five Nights at Freddy's 2, since, you know, it's supposed to be before Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Now we have Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Now, the company made animatronics that we see that are withered in the parts and service room, but they aren't actually withered. If you notice, it looks intentional, such as Bonnie's face being ripped off perfectly, and Chica's bottom beak being ripped clean from her face. Now,
and her arms.
And her arms
are kind of ripped off.
Well, yeah, the arms are ripped off like someone, like, yeah, basically just ripped it off. The company originally planned to use them, like, because they didn't reuse the old one because they were pretty much useless. Luckily, this time around, he didn't destroy them completely. But basically, the company spends more money on the toy animatronics instead, which can explain why the toy Bonnie is blue, just like the one we see from Five Nights at Freddy's 3 mini-games of the Five Nights at Freddy's 1 establishment when it gets ripped apart. And later, Purple Man actually steals Springtrap suit, which is why Phone Guy states a yellow suit we had got stolen, and pretty much is super nervous because there's so much secret behind that suit. Now,
yeah, he says, yeah, we had a yellow one in the back, blah de blah de blah.
Basically,
I don't think he really confirms that it's Golden Freddy. Everyone just assumed Golden Freddy.
Well, at first everyone assumed it's Golden Freddy, but it's kind of clear to see now that it's Springtrap in Five Nights at Freddy's 3, which we'll get to that in a second. Now, when he goes and kills the children again, or should I say he goes back to the Five Nights at Freddy's place that was left to rot, and basically the suit backfires on him. Hey, so basically when the suit backfires on him, when he tries to avoid the children that came back to haunt him from when he killed the children from the ride place, when he goes back there, the souls of the children there pretty much went to kill him. That was their ultimate goal. And those spirits...
Kill him, scare him. Either way, they knew what they were doing.
Those spirits were freed. They were let loose. They were free. They're free, like, whatever they are. They're still dead, but, I mean, like, they're free to, like, they're not in the animatronics anymore.
They're roaming.
Yeah.
Okay.
And basically, they just scare the crap out of Purple Man.
As ghosts do.
Yeah, as ghosts would do that, and not to mention it's the ghosts of the children that you killed.
It's ghosts of children. What is scarier than ghosts of children?
And not to mention the one that you killed. So,
yeah.
So basically, he thinks he's safe when he's in that Springtrap suit, and if you listen to Phone Guy, you can't breathe, you can't do that, you can't do that when you're in these...
There's a lot of stuff you can't do. You especially cannot panic and rushly put the suit on really quickly.
Like, he just jumps in that suit. Like, he doesn't, like, take his time or anything. He just rushes.
Panicking, he's not thinking straight, he's breathing heavily, probably panting.
And the thing about this, though, is that he's fine at first and he thinks he's safe, and that's why he laughs, which can also be him breathing, which is a thing that might have also activated the suit.
Yeah, any type of moisture on the locks can make them break.
And that was the death of Purple Man. And
Splat, yeah, stabbed.
And basically,
bleeding out for a while.
That was the end of him as a human, but he actually later came back in soul form in Springtrap from what we see in Fazbear's Fright, as his soul lies in the animatronic.
Pretty much, yeah. He's confirmed. He's basically in there. I mean, there's gore all over the thing.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Now,
basically, that thing was in a back room that they never knew about.
Now, there's no doubt about it, though. After Five Nights at Freddy's 2, Five Nights at Freddy's 1 came out, and they actually repaired the ones that pretty much Purple Man vandalized. However, we already know that the Purple Man that was the original killer died at this point. He's already dead. We see it happen in Five Nights at Freddy's 3. But if you look closely in the cutscene, you'll see in the Foxy minigame, when the children are running, it's a different Purple Man that kills the children. Which I speculate from this is that it's a different person, and he kills the children there, because Foxy looks fine, he doesn't look evil. And basically, when he kills the children, those children are the ones that haunt the Five Nights at Freddy's 1 animatronics. Like the ones before, the ones that were before, like Five Nights at Freddy's 2, those souls were let free, and like they're gone now. They're like it's like a refresh basically.
There's no souls floating around this area. It's been cleansed. It's purified.
But
Whatever.
then the new purple guy had the ruin that.
Yeah.
And then
Pretty much.
And killed 5 kids, basically that served as that. And Golden Freddy can be basically the Golden Freddy is actually pretty much a the soul of the original kid that died. Apparently he wasn't set free, and that's why he comes back as Golden Freddy. Now, basically, like I said, with Five Nights at Freddy's 1, the murders happened again, but with another Purple Man character. But this time, that character didn't die. He actually got arrested, rather than being killed off on his own. However, the possibility of him serving the death sentence is highly possible. Or, as people speculate, Phone Guy could have faked his death, which I don't believe that. But it
sounded like the animatronics were out to get him.
I mean, at this point we already know that Phone Guy isn't the guy with the badge. I mean, we see him die, and he is Springtrap. So
pretty much.
So after Five Nights at Freddy's 1, we finally get to Fazbear's Fright, which is 30 years later after Five Nights at Freddy's 1, since it appears to be based off of that particular building. Now, they bring up that the Five Nights at Freddy's 1 props are there, and they leave the toy animatronics in a box, which, I'm going to be honest, they don't look 30 years old. They could have kept them clean, but...
I mean, yeah, they might not be weathered, they might not be the actual ones, they could be fakes. I mean, the guy talks about there being crap fakes. Maybe the ones in the box are just fake in bits and pieces and stuff that they can't use anymore.
Yeah.
Something along those lines.
Now, the place was actually later burned down. However, there is a theory, because the newspaper says it burns down, is right after Nightmare Mode, which pretty much people speculate that maybe that means it was just a nightmare and never burned down.
I think just about everyone's got that theory going through their head now. Is Nightmare Mode real? I mean, Scott even posted up a thing on his website saying it's all... What was it he said?
It's all in your
all
mind.
in your head? Yeah.
All in your head or all in your mind, something like that.
So there's a good chance maybe that, well, the building didn't actually burn down. Maybe it is just a terrible, terrible dream due to ventilation issues, playing havoc with your mind, stressed
Not to mention
out from
Springtrap. Probably one of the creepiest animatronics in the entire series.
The thing's literally got organs hanging around it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Frankenstein, Springtrap guy, yeah, he would scare the pants off you. Why he decided to come back and work there several nights in a row, he's got more balls than me. Then again, the exit is right there. He could have left any time, but nope, he stuck it out.
So basically, that's our Five Nights at Freddy's timeline theory. Now, I noticed something too, is that this leaves 2 games that Scott Calton could possibly make. Say Fazbear's Fright is the last Five Nights at Freddy's game. Say that is, in fact, the last game in the series. In the future, I should say.
Got a lot of sad people if that's the case.
We still need a Fredbear's game, and we still need the place before Five Nights at Freddy's 2, which would probably be something similar
The
to
original.
Yeah, it would probably be something similar to Five Nights at Freddy's 1, since it's the same building.
Pretty much. So basically, they could go back and have a game with Golden Freddy, a Golden Bonnie, and there could be some kind of Chica form and Foxy form there as well. Who knows? We don't actually know if all the relics, just those, but
we don't exactly know at this point. Like they could have based
a lot.
They could have based the like in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, they could have based the withered animatronics. They could have based those animatronics off the temporary costumes they use for Fredbear's. But we're going off topic with this theory, so I think we're gonna end it off here.
Right, so just a quick recap though. So at the very beginning, we've got Fazbear's Place original, where Golden Freddy and we've got Golden Bonnie, whatever.
Fredbear's Family Diner.
Yep. Then we've got the little mini games that you see in Five Nights at Freddy's 3 take place.
Yeah,
where you've got the murders and stuff.
Yeah, the rotted place before Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
Yep. Then we've got Five Nights at Freddy's 2, Five Nights at Freddy's 1 then takes place, but before that we've got some of the mini games that come place in there, like the murders with Foxy being around in Pirates Cove. Five Nights at Freddy's 1, then Fazbear Nightmare horror place where Frankenstein comes out to try and jump your face off, we think.
Yeah.
And then potentially it get burned down, or you had a horrible, horrible dream due to being stressed out of your nuts from being tried to get killed over the last week.
But yeah, basically like we said, the only ones that are confirmed are Five Nights at Freddy's 2, 1, and Fazbear's Fright. But anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like. If you're new to our channels, please hit that subscribe button. Anyways, I'll see you all next time. Peace out.